Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go over, tomorrow is my 23rd year in practice. Woohoo! And literally, you guys, I just finished adjusting. I saw 25 people this morning. Half of them are under the age of 5 years old. A lot of pregnant mamas, a lot of newborn babies. My pinky gets sucked on all the time, like the whole thing, right? I got kids coughing at me. I've got all kinds of things going on. And when I'm in my flow and I see all those people in about an hour and a half, meanwhile, I've got 150 things going on at home. I had to get my workout in, like all of the things. I cannot think about this thing. I just can't. I can't think about this and I can't think about this when I'm serving my people. Okay. So what I've done, and here's the other piece. I don't want to have staff here when I'm adjusting. It's a distraction for me. I don't even have a front desk, right? So I've had years where I had a whole team of people seeing hundreds of people every week. It was not my jam. So, what I have figured out are tried and true solutions to skyrocketing efficiency in practice and really loving my practice experience. I walked into my office this morning and I literally said out loud, all I have to do right now is serve my people. And what it looks like on this end is I serve my people. I'm taking notes while I'm serving them. So that piece is done. I'm not looking at the phone, and I'll explain how that whole thing works. And I walk out of here 10 minutes after my last patient leaves. So our promise in our program is that you will never have to answer your phone again if you follow our lead. And our promise in our graduate program is that you truly will love practice, either again or for the first time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. I got lots of goodies for you guys today. So, I'm also giving you guys all kinds of free stuff. So just kind of hang tight. You should all see an image that says Staffless Practice Success System. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, cool. So the Staffless Practice Success System is the program that we've put together to teach wellness practitioners from all over the world how to serve more, earn more, and work less. Okay. We all want to serve more people. We all want to serve higher quality people, people who really match what we go study, really match our skill set. We all want to earn more, right? Earn more time, earn more energy, earn more health, earn more abundance, earn more money, maybe some of us. And we all want to work less. We want to be less distracted. We want to increase efficiency, and we want to have more time to enjoy our life and maybe be with your kids, maybe be with your partner, maybe be whatever it is, maybe study other things. So how many of us have a practice but need systems to get out of the office on time? How many of us need to get on top of our admin? How many of us want to have fun in practice? Right? Without having to hire and train and fire and hire and train and fire and hire and train and fire. For a long time in my career, 90% of what I looked at, when I looked at, like, you look at your pie of life, right? There's physical, emotional, spiritual, career, relationships, family. Okay. The career spoke of that pie, and I really should have this on a slide. The career spoke of the pie was taking up about 80% of my pie, and about 80% of that slice was taken up by staff, managing staff, hiring staff, firing staff, training staff, looking for staff, trying to figure out, am I right? Are they right? Is it balanced? Am I doing it right? Am I paying them enough? All of the things. Where if I'm focused on that for 80% of the time, and you guys, I'm not exaggerating here, I only have 20% left for creating the practice of my dreams. And that was where I was stuck. And then, so here's what we call the ozone. Okay. I was here in zone 1 for maybe 19 years in practice. Okay. Then when I watched other people doing it, I would take a piece of this that I really liked, a piece of that I really liked. I'd go to my OBGYN appointment and take a piece of this that I really liked. I'd go to my dermatology appointment and take a piece of that I really liked. And I started to get curious and thinking, I think there might be a better way to do this. And then I realized what we call zone 3, which is the oh yeah zone, where yes, there is a better way of doing the practice thing, streamlining our systems. And I can tell you right now, on this side of the computer, I am walking my talk, living that experience. And I can attest that Dr. Kent is too. Let me just take a minute and introduce Dr. Kent. He's actually one of our team members. He's a graduate of the Staffless Practice Academy. I actually have a slide about you, Kent, which I don't think you know, but I'll give you a minute to introduce yourself when we get to your very special slide. Okay, so you're in the right place. And with over the past 3 years, I've worked with hundreds of wellness practitioners. We've affected thousands of practices from all trades all over the world. And we really have mastered the ability to give people the tools they need to earn more, serve more, and work less. So coming soon, I'm going to walk you through the 3 most important things to increasing your efficiency in practice so you can increase your experience in your practice. Dr. Kent, can you drop the guide link in the chat? So Dr. Kent's going to drop a link. If you guys haven't gotten it already, it should have been in the email confirmation you got for today. Your guide, the practice efficiency guide, is going to push you to discover what we call your PEN, your practice efficiency number. If you already know what your PEN is, please drop it in the chat. Your PEN is a score that you give yourself for how efficient your practice currently is. Anything below a 60, you guys are hanging out really in the oh-no zone. Anything above like a 75, you're really heading towards zone 3. Most of the people that we find come to us, they find our world, and we start the conversation with them in zone 2, where curiosity has been sparked. Diana, this is definitely where I would say you're at in zone 2. So, okay. And if you stay tuned, I'll show you how you can hire me. We do have 23, you guys, I'm not kidding. We have 23 bonuses that we're offering right now. You get to pick which bonuses are, I know it's a little ridiculous. You get to pick which bonuses are relevant to you in your practice. We're seeing so much good happen. And at the end of this talk, I'm going to show you how you can hire me and my team, including Dr. Kent, to help you walk through this process. Okay, so here's the story. Are you ready for it? It's a little bit humiliating. I have 2 teenage boys, and if you want like a humility check, just ask your teenagers what they really think of you. And one day during the, I guess it was like in the winter of 2019, we're in a snowstorm, we're all hanging out on the couch. And my family thought it would be a fun idea to count how many assistants moms had that they can remember. And they counted, I think it was over 20 assistants. Now, granted, one of my sons was 12 at the time, and one of my sons was 15. Those were the assistants that they knew about. So hands down, at least 30 people over the years, in and out and in and out. And you think about all of the time, energy, and money spent. I can also tell you that today, we've come full circle. And one of the tools that I teach, we have a whole program on it, is how to hire, train, nourish, nurture, and let go of a staff that is truly supporting you. It's actually book number 5. It's called Team of One. So this is where I was at. I was stuck, and I was in this merry-go-round of hire, train, fire, right? And then push came to shove. And my bottom with the addiction of being in this hire, train, fire cycle, because I think it was an addiction, it was a distraction. I had my best friend running my front desk, and we did everything together, everything, 0 boundaries, no boundaries at all. And when she quit, she quit. It was done. There was no more friendship. All of it was done. And my heart broke in 2. It totally broke. And I felt like I went through a divorce. And I promised myself, this is before spring of 2020, I promised myself that I would never, ever, ever go through this again. And Godspeed, she's amazing. She's a brilliant woman. She seems to be doing really great things. And that was the birth of me becoming curious. That was the birth of stage 2 for me, where I became curious about how I could do things differently, how I could finally jump off the hamster wheel of depending on the wrong people for the wrong positions, or the right people for the wrong positions, however you want to word it. And I started looking around at the programs that I had access to. I had a texting program that we had just implemented in the practice. I had an EHR program that was new that seemed to have a lot of really cool automation features. I knew a lot about computers and building websites and stuff, so I started piecing things together. And I also had mentors within the chiropractic profession who I really loved. And I pulled from every resource, and I called the applications that I was leaning on. I called the companies. I called my mentors, and I said, I think I'm going to put something together for teaching wellness practitioners how to run a practice without staff. Do you want to participate? And that started to happen. And then boom, overnight, the world changed. The pandemic hit. People lost their staff left and right. And my phone started ringing off the hook. Jody, what do I do with money when there are patients in front of me? Jody, how do I schedule people without wasting my entire day? Jody, how do I keep up with my notes? And I was like, oh my God, we've got something here. And that was the birth of Staffless Practice. And here we are today. So that's the story. And I'm going to teach you how to take the key pieces to what we call the pillars of Staffless Practice Academy and put them into immediate action. Are you ready? That's cool, right? All right, so I had finally figured it out. The phone, the conversations, what to do with the physical space in my office, and what to do with my schedule. And those are the pieces we're going to double click on today. I just want to see, I have a couple of messages in the chat. Hold on one sec, you guys. 59, Diana, it's not bad. If you guys can see the practice efficiency guide in the chat. So go ahead and download that. Don't do it now though. Listen to what I'm sharing with you now. And then over the next couple of days, if you want to send me your pen, the number that you come up with, your practice efficiency number, and we can jump on the phone and talk about it. Okay. All right, cool. And again, I'm watching the chat if you guys have questions. So and this is just what the guide looks like. It's going to walk you through, like, there's a whole checklist involved, like how efficient is your first visit process? How efficient do your people know where to go when they've never been to your office? Questions like that. How do people pay you? And each question has a score system. Okay. So let's go over systems that work. This is one of our clients, Dr. Nicole. When I was putting this talk together a couple of weeks ago, we did this talk a couple of weeks ago. In the middle of it, the power went out. So I never got to finish it, which is why I was excited to offer it today. She said it was an exciting day. This is how I want to practice. I was even running ahead of time at the end of the day. So the last family was able to bring in another one of their children, student athletes that came in for wellness visits. So fun. This is the kind of thing that I want to see. This is the kind of thing, and Dr. Kent, you can attest to this. When we see this from our clients, we know that we're doing good, because I know whether you're a PT, an OT, a chiropractor, a psychiatrist, if you want to serve more wellness care to more people in your community, the tools that I'm about to share with you are going to change the way that you do that. Okay, so these are the 3 systems that we're going to double click on today. One is communication systems. Automate what you can and when you can, and we'll go over that in detail. One is how to prepare your physical space for increasing efficiency at your practice. And the other is structure providing tools. Gain clarity on who, when, and how, I said that backwards, you want to serve. Okay, let's go into communication systems. Again, if you guys have no problem, Michelle, if you guys have questions as I'm going, please just drop it in the chat. So here's the thing with communication systems. You can automate without being disconnected. A lot of the people who start in our world, they'll say that they've been thinking about hiring an answer service, or they have like an automated text system, or maybe they even have an email responder that they have on automation. And my biggest concern when we implement automation is that you lose the personal experience. If you have a wellness practice, people are coming to you because they want to connect with you, right? Everybody agree with that? If you've got some kind of disconnected person answering on the other end of the phone, if your people call you, or if you have an automated text that goes back to them, there's a disconnect in what your person is looking for. There are ways to automate communication without losing the personal experience. If that's an important thing to you, lean in. If it's not an important thing to you, then just keep going, right? For me, you know, my practice members, I'm like their sister. Everybody who comes to see me, I tell them I love them on their way out. I kiss the babies, I hug the mamas, I am all in, right? I come to their births, I come to their funerals. And this is the way that we've been rolling for 23 years. If if I had an answer service answer my phone, my people would laugh at me. They would say, Jody, what are you doing? Why are you even going there? Because it's just not part of the experience that they've come to know. So I promise you that your people can get what they need administratively without your time and energy being taken up. Your clients don't need a person to do. There are certain things that your clients don't need a person for. So here's the deal. Okay, let me just take a sip. Thanks, Michelle. I adore your energy too. I mentioned I'm 23 years in practice tomorrow. It's my birthday, and that's a 5, just saying. Okay, so let's say that here's an example. Let's say that I have to go to the bank to make a deposit. Okay, that's a task that I need to take care of for my practice, for my livelihood, for my abundance, all of the things. There are 4 things I can do with that task. Okay, 1, I can just do it, like Nike says, right? 2, I can delegate it. 3, I can automate it. Or 4, I can cross it off the list and say, this isn't something that wants to be done, that needs to be done. So let's go through those options. 1, I can just do it. I have this weakness, and I'm sure that you can guess this about me. I'm very impulsive. And one of my MOs is, let me just do it, right? But what happens is I'm always just doing something, and I'm always in this reactive cycle. So if I can learn to take some of the things that I shouldn't just be doing and delegate them or cross them off the list or automate them for either a system that would be better suited, a person that would be better suited, or if I need to decide all around that this just isn't something that needs to be done, I need to make a decision on how I'm spending my time. Because if we go back to time, energy, money, if we go back to serve more, earn more, work less, I only have so many minutes in the day. I think about that conversation on the couch with my boys years ago, and you guys, I blinked and they were taller than me. I blinked and my son is getting ready to go to college. It goes, I'm telling you, if you're in the beginning of this, it goes fast. I have babies who are now bringing their babies, and mom comes in, baby comes in, and baby comes in with their baby. 3 generations, they just left, right? So it goes like that. So if I'm spending my days doing things that are not the best use of my time, who am I really serving? Right? So one of the first things that we do with our new clients is we do a time study. We look at, how are you currently spending your time? How much of the things that you decide to just do are you doing that really shouldn't be done on your schedule? How many of the things, if you're a doctor or a wellness practitioner in general, your hourly rate should be somewhere between $400 and $1,000 an hour. Okay. If you're filing or taking out the trash or getting copies of the key made, or running to the bank or watering the plants, how many of those things are worth $400 to $1,000 an hour? You may say to me, Jody, watering my plants is worth $1,000 an hour to me, because if you walk into a space and the plants are all dying, it says a lot about the space, right? So if you take a Sunday afternoon once a month and come in and trim the plants and love on them and give them energy and water them and re-nurture their soil, that very well could be worth $1,000 an hour. But I would bet my last chocolate bar, you guys, and you know how I love chocolate if you know me, I would bet you anything, a lot of what you're doing, you don't really need to be doing. So you're either going to delegate it, you're going to do it, you're going to automate it, or you're going to cross it off the list. The other thing that we see happen, and I'm going to come back around to communication systems, is we see people automating things that should not be automated. We see it all the time, right, Dr. Kent? We see it probably every day. We see texting programs that you need a PhD to understand. And then what happens is somebody gets this irrelevant text and you lose the connection with them. We also see people not automating where the automation should happen. And I did it today. I swear to you, this happened today. I've got a phone that sits on my desk. I'm in the middle of adjusting all of these people. I have a new patient who's about to come in, and sometimes I worry that somebody gets lost, or, they get a text that says this is where we're located, but you just never know. So the phone rings and you don't hear it ring in my office, but you see the phone number, and I didn't recognize the number. So what do? I've got 3 people on the table at this time. I swear to you, this happened this morning. I'm holding a baby and I pick up the phone and I'm going, hey, it's Dr. Jody. How can I help you? I shouldn't have picked it up, you guys, because every time I pick it up, what happens? They want to tell me all about it. They know it's me. I'm not going to say, hi, this is Tara, or hi, this is Becky, or whatever. Hi, it's Dr. Jody. I don't even think about it. I never, ever answer this phone. I answered it this morning and she told me all about it. So one of the things, Diana and I were actually working on this. One of the things that, or maybe it wasn't Diana, I think it was somebody else, but Diana, this is something that we can go to. There are all of these tools that we can implement. Like if somebody calls me during office hours and my Achilles heel is to answer it, and I answer it and I'm like, oh shit, why did I answer this? Excuse my language. I need a get out of jail card. I need a flashcard put in front of me to get away from this conversation, because I've got people here in front of me. And my customer service experience tells me who's the most important person in the room, the people who are in front of me, right? So my get out of jail card in that moment was, I'm so glad that you called. What you have to say is really important to me. I'm going to take your name and your phone number down, and I'm going to call you back as soon as I'm done with the people that I'm serving. And I even said, because they're really important. And I got a chuckle from everybody, because you guys, my office is one room, so everybody's hearing this. Again, I answered it. I never answer it. I answered it because I thought my new person was lost. So what do? I wrote down her name and her number. I've got myself ready to go with my Post-its just in case. I can put the phone down now. Typically what happens is someone calls my office. I'm going to pick it up again. They go to what we call the voicemail message funnel. The voicemail message funnel addresses every type of caller that regularly calls my office. We've coined the term. My book, Staffless, actually teaches you how to create a voicemail message funnel. If you're one of my clients, we walk you through this together. I listen to your voicemail, I leave a recording, and I give you feedback. Okay, so the voicemail message funnel, it's a funnel system of what people are calling about and how to get what they're looking for without you and your time in the mix. Isn't that cool? So on my voicemail message funnel, my most common callers, you're going to do a call study if you're one of my people, who's calling your office. And my callers there were 3 groups: people looking to come back after being gone for a long time. I don't really have practice members who call my phone because they know not to, because I educate them that way. New patients looking to schedule, or spam callers. So my voicemail is going to say, if you're a new person looking to schedule, go here. If you're a long lost friend looking to get back on our schedule, go here. And the go here is not leave me a message, because then what am I doing with my time? I'm listening to voicemails and I'm returning phone calls. Our promise to you for our 12-week program is that you will never have to answer your office phone again unless you want to. Okay, so automation, where automation should be. The only thing that I'm going to say about a texting program, a couple of things. One is you want it to be HIPAA compliant if that's a thing where you are in the world. I'm pretty sure it's just about everywhere. You need a HIPAA compliant system. You need it to be simple. Please hear me say this. You need it to be, I'm going to say a 5th grader could run it for you. That's how simple it needs to be, because it's more complicated than that. You guys aren't going to use it. I wouldn't use it if it was more complicated. The texting program that we use is called Zingle. It's for my people, it's $99 a month. And one of our current bonus offers right now is that we pay for your first 3 months with them and we build the program for you. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Physical space preparation. Any questions so far? Thanks for the cake. You guys, I really want cake. It's serious. Okay. My best friend's daughter, she's like my goddaughter, and yesterday was her birthday, and we have this bakery near us called Vegan Treats. It's where like Madonna and Cher and all these famous people get their cakes ordered from. And of course they went to Vegan Treats and told me all about their buttercream cake. So now this is a second need for cake today. It might happen. Okay, prepare your physical space. So what I hear when people come into my office is, this feels like home. It feels so good in here. This space is a sanctuary for all of the busy moms in my practice. This space is a safe space for kids in my practice who are trying to figure the world out right now. You guys, it's a tricky time to be a kid. I'm going to tell you right now. You got high school kids, you know what I'm talking about. It's confusing. It's unpredictable. People are not doing what they really should be doing. There are just weird things happening. So my office becomes a safe space, a sanctuary for people to be able to be whoever they need to be while they're here. If they need to walk in and start crying, then by gosh, they walk in and start crying. If they need to walk in and get something to eat and use the bathroom, then that's exactly what they're going to do. They do what they need to do. Now, there's a trick to this. So I'm going to actually stop share. Okay. We have a concept around Staffless Practice called, hi Tara, called Perfect Practice Member. Your perfect practice member is the person who, when you look at your schedule for today or tomorrow or next week or last week, there's one person on the schedule who you're like, today's going to be a good day. When you see their name, chances are that's your perfect practice member. Usually, she or he is you 3 to 5 years ago, right? You got it? 3 to 5 years ago. The reason why that's true is you figured out what their problems are. You offer the solution to their problem. That's what makes your craft important. That's what makes your craft significant, right? We all offer a different solution. So best that we know what the solution is that we offer, what the problem is that we're addressing, right? And who we're offering it to. When you work with me, and Diana, we spoke about this, I want you to get in the head of the person who you're looking for, who you're looking to serve. I don't want you to tell me that she's between 40 and 70 years old. I want you to tell me that she's 43 and a half. She's about to turn 44, which means she's heading to mid 40s and she's getting overwhelmed by it. She feels the flab on her belly. She doesn't feel good about it. She knows that she's in her last few months of feeling comfortable in the window of having a baby. Whatever her story is, I want you to get so in her head that you create all of the solutions for her or for him, whoever it is, or for them, whatever it is, right? So in my world, you're even going to give that person a name. You're going to know what colors they like. You're going to know what sounds they like. You're going to know where they shop. You're going to know who their practitioners are. In my world, my perfect practice member is a 30-something mom with the time, energy, and money to give more and do more for her family. Her name is Sally. Sally often, Ken, I'm calling on you next. Sally will often come into my office with her 3 kids. One of them has a poopy diaper. One of them is in the middle of a temper tantrum and has chocolate all over his face. And one of them is nursing on her boob while she's walking in. This is my Sally. Sally also has her in-laws following her in, and she's asking me for a discount in front of all of the people in my office. And did I mention that she's 15 minutes late and she didn't pay for her last appointment? This is my Sally. So I need to be ready for Sally. I need to be in a place, physical, emotional, spiritual, where I'm not reacting, I'm responding. I need to be prepared with the solutions that Sally's putting problems in front of me. Sally might even call and say, Jody, why didn't you answer your phone? Even though I've explained to her 5 times, I don't answer the phone when I'm adjusting, right? That's my Sally. I don't need to take it personally if Sally doesn't get that if she doesn't get it, I just need a solution for her. So when we work together, we come up with all of the potential challenges and all of the potential solutions. Dr. Kent, who is your perfect practice member, please?
All right, here we go. Hey, everyone. My perfect practice member is the 30-something professional who's done all the things, but is still still feeling the mental, physical drain of stress. And they're excited investing time, energy, and resources in creating a more beautiful, vibrant life for themselves and their family.
And what's the problem that you solve for them?
That they're doing more and they're running around in circles. And the first step to that is finding ease in their nervous system, because I do chiropractic care that supports people regulating within their nervous system. And I have 2 people, and I say that I have 2 physical people in my mind. I have Josh and Robert in my mind. So I guess my perfect practice member is like Schmubbert or something.
My brother is Josh and my dad's Robert.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Schmubbert Dinnerman is my perfect practice member.
Thanks, Dr. Kent. So you guys, Dr. Kent is actually one of the coaches on our team. And so picture Dr. Kent walking into Whole Foods and standing in line in front of Robert or Josh. Do you think the chances of him identifying that person are high? Probably. Do you think that he might be inclined to, grabbing the bag that fell on the floor and saying, hey, by the way, who's your family chiropractor? Probably. That's what we want for you. Okay, I'm going back to sharing my screen. Here we go. So prepare your physical space for your Josh, your Sally, or your Robert, which means my Sally is going to come in needing diapers. She's going to come in needing a bathroom. She's going to come in needing after school snacks. She's going to come in needing a place to pay me the money she owes me from the last visit. She's going to come in needing to probably reschedule her next 3 visits because that's who Sally is. I need to have my physical space set up so that she can do all of those things without me needing to be involved with the process. Do you guys get it? So we create what we call client solution areas, help yourself areas in the office. It's one of the first things we do with our new students. Okay, structure providing tools. You want to gain clarity. I can't tell you what you want to do. I want to gain clarity on who I want to serve, why I want to serve them, and how I want to serve them. I ask myself at least once a week, do I still really want to be doing this system? Is this still relevant to the way that I want to practice? One of our newest clients, Dr. Katrina, just did Ideal Day in Practice. It's one of our lessons or our classes. And her world opened. It was Dr. Victoria. She had this huge aha where she's realized that she's practicing completely the opposite way of how she wants to be practicing. And all that we did is ask her the right questions. Tell me what your current day in practice looks like, then study it and ask yourself, do I really want to be doing this? Do I really need to be doing this? What pieces that I'm doing right now can either be, done, taken off the list, delegated, or automated. Last summer, I had one person on my team. We now have 6 people on our team. 6 people. We're in the process of hiring another person. Okay. I had one person, she quit because she got a full-time job and she needed benefits. Super awesome person. A virtual assistant, I had never met her in person. And when she quit, I thought the world was like caving in around me for like an hour. And then I was like, okay, this is a good thing. I recognized it immediately. And maybe 70% of her job was then automated. 70% of what I was paying her to do, $24 an hour, was automated. So you guys, you can either do it, you can take it off the list, you can automate it, or you can delegate it. If you're going to delegate it, you have to delegate it to somebody who knows how to do that thing, right? So if you're going to delegate the finances of the practice, best that you spend the extra money and delegate the finances of the practice who do practice finances all day long. They could run rings around you, circles around you to teaching you how to do finances for a practice. If you hire somebody who's going to do patient education for you, best that that person does patient education for practices all day long. So you hire the people who are talented at what you're hiring them for. Most important, if you're hiring somebody, you know if they need to be drinking the Kool-Aid. You know if they need to get the culture of your practice. If they don't get the culture of your practice, you will know it in your bones. And if they don't get the culture of your practice, it's going to take a ton of energy to educate them on it. We get culture, we have cultural shifts, either by a big boom that happens to us or steady education, right? Does everybody resonate with that? So it took me a moment to get chiropractic because I got an adjustment and it turned a light on that had never been turned on for me before. Okay. It took me years to get team building and team training. I had to learn piece by piece, and I wasn't ready for the next piece until I was ready for it. You can't teach culture overnight. Hire people who are in your office dealing with your practice members who get the culture of your practice. Okay, I'm getting a little bit off here. So you know what I'm going to do, you guys? I'm actually going to give you a copy of my book, Staffless. Would you guys like that? Anybody saying yes? You want a free copy of the book, Staffless? So I'm actually going to put it in, I'll throw you guys an email after because I don't want to put the wrong link in. After we meet today, we'll have a follow-up email with a copy of the recording, and I'll give you a copy of the book, Staffless. We have a sound file version and the actual PDF of it, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. Okay. So I want to take a little bit of time and tell you about our 12-week program and our graduate program, which is called Scale. Some of the people who come into the world of Staffless Practice Academy start in Scale because they need me. They need one-on-one coaching. And some of the people just need efficiency solutions. They need to know what to do. And Dr. Kent, you can drop my Calendly link in the chat. They need to know what to do with the phone, the texting, the emailing, the practice space, and the time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about those two programs, those two options. And if at any point you're like, yeah, I need to look into this, this is something that I need to do, just click on the link that Dr. Kent is dropping in the chat and book a 15-minute phone call. I have the whole weekend wide open to meet with you guys. Okay, so this is the 12-week program. The 12-week program, I'll also say specifically for you, Diana, if you're still on, the 12-week program is included inside of our 6-month program Scale. The 12-week program includes our practice space kit, which is what do you do with the physical space of the office? How do you organize your time? What kind of visit types do you offer? What do you do with the phone? How do you create a texting program? How do you put together an automated HIPAA-compliant branded one-click solution for emails? And then a whole bunch of tools in the toolkit. And then our accountability program that really is second to none. We've also included what's called the Tech Kit, which is my favorite technology programs out there for running a practice without staff in the office. Let me just see. A lot of people will ask me about how much time, like if you are thinking about hiring an assistant or a virtual assistant, how much time, if you're following our system, do you guesstimate you'll need staff for? And the guesstimate is about 3 hours a week per 60 patient visits. Okay, 3 hours a week of admin support per 60 patient visits. If you Don't take insurance. It's 3 hours a week. About if you do take insurance, you might want to add an insurance billing company outside of the office, or add in a few hours for billing. Okay. So this is our 12-week program. Any questions about that? Okay. This is our scale program. It's so beautiful.
Hey, Dr. Jody, on
Yeah.
the 12-week program, I think you forgot to mention how much support they get from.
Oh, why don't you tell us about it,
multi-
Dr. Ken?
Well, one of the reasons why I actually came on board afterwards is to support in the accountability of the program. Because I think we've all, whether it's a coaching program for our practices or an online course or a class or whatever the thing is, we buy it and then we never do it. And it doesn't change your life unless you actually do the thing. And we have a lot of accountability put in place, which is not a shameful wag of the finger, but really a support system so that you can really benefit from what you're investing in. And so that includes open desk hours with myself through going through all the content. And we have some amazing other staff members that support you through all of our technology work, and also just, I guess it's the staffless doula. We have Cassie, who's just here to support you with all other things as you go through the program, because it really can be a big pivotal shift for people. So it's not just the things like you're just buying some online course. It's that with access to accountability, phone calls, texting support, whatever you need to get the most out of the program.
I love that. Yeah,
You did
say it again.
Of course you do. You did it.
We did it, really. And basically, you guys, I've been involved with so many coaching programs over the years. Again, did I mention I have 23 years in practice tomorrow? Hi. And I've probably spent like $100,000 on coaching over the past 20, probably more than that. And so many of the coaching programs that you sign up for, you buy it and then you never hear from anybody and you're kind of on your own. I'm allergic to that. And my whole team is allergic to that. We don't go to sleep at night if we know that one of our clients isn't happy. So that's how committed we are to our accountability program. Okay, Rise. Let's go into Scale. So Scale these are all different schools or courses that we have inside of Scale. And I'm going to go through them with you really quickly. Organize is like the ultimate organization school. Like, how do you organize your front desk? What filing systems do you use? What do you use for your calendar? How do you keep your stuff together as far as organization is concerned at the office? Rise is our marketing program. I have an entire book. It's called the Joy-Filled Practice Plan, of a whole year of marketing. It's actually more than a year. Maybe it's 2 years of marketing events. And I give you all of the flyers, all of the forms, all the everything you need to really put together a rock solid marketing plan. Spot Try is our 12-week program. It lives inside of Scale. If you need, the biggest difference is our Scale clients get me. We meet every month for an untimed planning meeting. So if you need to meet with me for 40 minutes, we meet for 40 minutes. If you need to meet with me for 2 hours, we meet for 2 hours. We meet until we're done. And what we do during that meeting is we plan out your next month. What are you going to do next month to really get your practice where you want it to be? And then I hold you accountable. My coaching assistant checks in on you every week. She's going to check to make sure that whatever homework assignments you had, they were done. So that not to make you wrong, but to say to you, we really want you to succeed. Okay, we also have Reflect, which is self-discovery and practice, SOP, how to create your perfect standard operating procedure so that you can hand your practice to either an office manager or when you're ready to sell. If you do sell your practice one day, it's all there. Team is our Team of One program, how to hire, train, find, fire, nurture, nourish, all of the things. Meet with weekly, hold accountable, checklist for team members. It's all in there. Exchange is time, energy, money. So we look at, are you in fair exchange with what you're putting out versus what you get back? Dinner is our Dinner for Health program. It's like the ultimate party that you can throw for your community. and fundraise for a charity that you believe in, all while building your practice with your perfect practice members. And then funnel and teach are how to create an online course, so that a lot of our clients will use teach to build an online course for your practice members for continued education. But you can also use teach to create an online course as a secondary source of income. And we have all of the tools to show you not only how to do that, but how to market it too. And that's funnel. Okay, so those are our courses. And then the support that we give in our scale program, monthly planning huddle, weekly call times with me. So if you need to talk to me in between our monthly planning sessions, then you book call time with me. If you don't, then I don't talk to you. You have tons of support with our team through a program called Slack. Our accountability program is part of it. We also give wellness care tickets with practitioners from all over the country who are the best at what they do. So if you're one of my people and you're having migraines because of how fast your practice is growing, we're going to partner you with one of our wellness partners. We're going to pay for your time with them, and we're going to get you great care. We really do go to that extent. Each scale program gets 4 wellness tickets within their program. So that's scale. Okay, so here is our current bonus offerings. There's actually more than this, but I'm going to go over. These are the big juicy ones. You can choose to have us build your texting program for you. We're actually going to do that for you. You can choose to have us build your G Suite account for you, a HIPAA compliant G Suite account. That's a Gmail account where you have forms, a calendar, email, all of it that's HIPAA compliant. We'll not only build that for you, but we'll brand it for you. We'll put templates in it for you. All of that is part of our current bonus offer. We will do a one-on-one onboarding call if you're a spa tri person coming into the 12-week program. I don't usually do that with people. We'll also have an exit call if you're one of our 12-week per people, so that you and I can jump on again and say, how was it and where do we go from here? You also get 2 hours of VA support with my team. So my team will work with you for 2 hours if you're one of our 12-week people on whatever you need help with. And if you are one of our scale clients, Diana, this is for you, you actually get 2 hours every month with our VA support. So if you're doing this program, you can say, okay, this month I want your team to do this for me. It can be online errand running, whatever you need VA support for. You get an extra month inside of our program with our current bonuses, which is a really big deal. A VA is a virtual assistant, Donna. So my team, we have Cassie, we have Shelly, we have Christina. Cassie is, she builds the texting program for people. Shelly is our manager, our team manager, and she was actually in charge of a 8th grade Spanish department during the pandemic. She's a Spanish teacher by trade, and her job was to teach 8th graders how to use an iPad from home so that they could remotely log in and do their schoolwork. So when I tell you that she knows how to teach you tech, she knows how to teach you tech. She's so good at what she does. And then Christina is our images person. Like if you say to us, for my VA hours this month, I want you to build me a logo and a signature, Christina will do that for you. And she's very, very talented. And then you get to pick either our Dinner for Health program or an event, what we call Honey to Be Networking. Honey to Be Networking is kind of like a network, a Chamber of Commerce meeting or a BNI meeting in your office, but it all has the theme of honey to a bee, because so many people are afraid of bees, but they give us the sweetest, most nutrient dense nectar. And to put the fear with the nutrient dense together in an event to build your community and your awareness, that's Honey to Be Networking. So you get to pick one of those two if you're a 12-week person. If you're a scale person and you want the one-on-one time with me, your bonuses are a little bit different, and we can talk about that when we meet. Again, if you want to book some time with me, the link is in the chat there. You guys, we have so many testimonials. Like at this point, it's a little bit silly. We've got a really good reputation because we treat our people really well. As soon as you sign up with us, you get a surprise delivered to your door, and it will show you how well we treat our people. We want to make sure we get that you're always right. No matter, one of the first things my first chiropractor taught me is no matter how wrong a patient is, they're always right. And I want to make sure that the people who we serve at Staffless Practice know how important they are to us. So if you go to joyfilledpractice.com/share, you can read all of the testimonials of the people who we've worked with, big names in the professions of wellness, of the wellness world, who have given us testimonials because they know what kind of work we're doing. So again, the link is in the chat for a free call with me. We can jump on the phone for 15 minutes. There's no strings attached. If we see, we don't take everybody into our program, and here's why. I don't want somebody signing up for Spa Try or for Scale who I don't think that I can help. I'll know within 5 minutes if what your practice needs is a fit for what we offer. I'd say about 50% of people who I have that phone call with are not fits, and I'll refer you to who I feel would be a better fit. But if we are a match, then we'll jump into what's called a strategy call, where we share a Zoom room, we take notes, and we really create a plan for your practice to move forward this year. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and I'm going to open it up to questions.